star with millions of fans is now charged with one of the most disgusting, disturbing cases the internet has seen in years. Over the past few days, documents have been spreading across social media. Documents that appear to
That's crazy because before this, I never heard of this guy, like ever.
Outline the detailed criminal case involving the 21-year-old singer David. A timeline of claims so graphic it could be used in a horror movie. But this was backed by evidence and created by a team of detectives and prosecutors. Within the Superior Court of Los Angeles, 21-year-old David now stands accused of silencing his 14-year-old girlfriend with a knife and chainsaw. Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. If you've ever needed access to your money before payday, there's a banking app called Enter my promo code $5 bonus. If you ever feel like managing money is stressful or tight sometimes, people like you stay more on top of their finances. David is a young artist originally from New York, but raised in Houston, Texas. By 8th grade, he was homeschooled. Up until 13, only listening to gospel music, and as a child, he played the piano and sang in the church choir. Initially, he started creating
all that stuff, like being raised up in the church and stuff, he just took it and he flipped it and he went another way. Like, I feel like for a lot of people, like, I went to church all my life, and, you know, I believe in God, and I'm a Christian, and I read my Bible as much as I can. I read my spiritual books, and I pray every day. I know I'm nothing without God, but I feel like some people, when they're being, like, with like, their families, like, Bible thumpers, and they, like, put it in, like, you know, you can't listen. They don't let their kids, like, dress a certain way, listen to any other kind of music, and just, like, tell them anything that they do, you're going to go to hell. God's looking at this is it. This is, like, makes, like, sad to say, makes a lot of people hate church and hate God and hate, you know, religion. And, you know, they turn a whole different type of way. You know, so a lot of people say that, like, I believe in God, but I'm not religious, or I'm, like, this, and that, or I don't believe. And, like, it's, like, that kind of stuff can really mess with your head, or I don't believe. So I do feel like if people, you know, they can take, like, being in church and being pushed over the edge, like, overly into church and God, and that's not where their heart is at, it's gonna turn them into, like, psychopaths like this. So I think that one thing I appreciate with my family and my life is that they still let me be me. Yeah, I went to church. Yeah, I pray. Yeah, I believe in God. But I still was my own person, a regular person. And I think everything that I did that wasn't, you know, godly or perfect, I didn't think that, oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to, you know, this, oh, God, I'm going to go to hell. I didn't live my life like that, and I still don't. So.
Music to play in the background of his Fortnite montages. He'd upload the music to SoundCloud, releasing the single Romantic Homicide in 2022 after snippets started going viral on TikTok. The song would hit 33 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. That same year, he'd signed to Interscope Records, and his career would continue rising over the next few years. In August of 2025, he was touring, but by September, the tour and all public appearances was suspended following the death of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste, and the reasons why? The suspicions of David's involvement. On September,
it seemed like he was really obsessed with this girl too, because, like, you see in the music videos, like, the girl looked like her.
8th, 2025, heavily decomposed human remains were found in Los Angeles inside the front trunk of an impounded vehicle registered to David. A tow yard worker had contacted the Los Angeles Police Department to investigate the foul odor reeking from the vehicle. 8 days later, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner identified the body as that of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her body discovered 1 day before her 15th birthday. 2 days later, LAPD investigators executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills property previously occupied by David. Electronic materials, including a computer, were seized, and shortly after, David's manager terminated the lease on the property and David moved out. Court documents unsealed in February of 2026 would reveal that David was the target of a Los Angeles grand jury investigation into her death. On April 16th, David Burke was placed under arrest, his lawyer publicly stating evidence in the case will reveal his innocence.
I believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that.
4 days later, the state filed charges of first-degree murder, lewd acts with a minor under 14, and mutilation of a body. Now, prosecutors apparently heard David's lawyer was saying the evidence will reveal his innocence. So the prosecutors decided to reveal some of this evidence. The dismembered body of 14-year-old Celeste was found in the front trunk of David's Tesla. The vehicle was towed 3 days prior, parked 400 feet away from his home. Surveillance video would show he was the last to drive it before leaving Los Angeles.
Like, look at the kind of stuff that he, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like the same thing like with Melly. It's like, it's just stuff that they wanted to do, like they just finally ended up doing it. It's like they let their intrusive thoughts take over. This is sick. Like, why are you even with that little girl? Like, sick.
On tour. At the tow yard, detectives located the Tesla swarmed with flies. Opening the trunk, they observed a black cadaver bag covered in maggots. The waterproof bag was designed to store or transport human or animal remains while containing the fluids and odors. Inside, her severely decomposed head and torso. A plastic garbage bag contained her arms and legs, and upon further examination, detectives noted Celeste's ring and pinky finger were amputated from the hand and not found in the Tesla. Homicide detectives uncovered David met Celeste in 2022 when she was just 11 years old. They began a physical relationship when she was just 13 and him 18. In February of 2024, she'd be reported as a runaway. Police would find David's number in her cell phone, contacting him, to which he claimed he was unaware she was a minor, unaware she ran away, and spoke to her days before she went missing. Police went as far as going to David's house to perform a wellness check. Again, he was informed she was a 13-year-old runaway, and he again claimed he was unaware, stating he only met her once the previous year. He'd further state he was unaware of where she was, and 2 days later, she returned home. Detectives learned David continued to pursue her. Returning home, her parents took her cell phone away, and David went as far as traveling to her middle school and paying a student in her class $1,000 to give her a phone he bought her. Throughout 2024, she'd spent significant time with David, spending weekends at his home in Hollywood Hills, traveling to Las Vegas, London, and even Texas to meet his family.
Wow.
Detectives recovered text messages in reference to pregnancy.
You taking a 13-year-old to do all this? Like, 13, really? Like, huh? And your parents, your family weird too. They didn't say, boy, take the little girl home and go sit your ass down somewhere.
Abortion, and using Plan B. Explicit photographs would also be found, corroborating their physical relationship. April 23rd, 2025 is the likely date of her death as her cell phone activity ceased. The night prior, her and David engaged in a lengthy argument through text. The messages revealed her jealousy of David's relationships with other women, and she threatened to expose their relationship to end his career and destroy.
See, that's the thing. Like, even these girls, they be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna tell, and that's gonna make like, okay, he's gonna come back to me. Her little young mind is thinking that, but she been around dude, and she know dude, like she should know. Well, yeah, well she should know that, you know, he's crazy. But, you know, her little 14-year-old brain, her little 14-year-old heart They just be wanting a boyfriend. That's all. They just be wanting to say they in a relationship. They think they in love, but this wasn't love. This was a sick obsession.
Destroy his life. This was just days before David's first studio album was set to be released. A multi-million-dollar career on the line, multiple high-value endorsements, future tours worth millions. He couldn't let that happen. April 23rd, 2025 at 8:40 p.m., David sent an Uber to pick up Celeste from her house. She arrived at 10:10 p.m. 20 minutes later, David texted her phone asking where she was, but she was already dead. He stabbed her multiple times, standing by as she bled out. He'd killed her right after she arrived to his house, then texted her as a premeditated plan to cover up the murder. An hour later, he drove to a nearby county to dispose of evidence and destroy her property. He'd continue texting her phone, even calling. Calculated acts he'd planned to set up his defense if later questioned by police. He'd return home in the early morning before going to a radio interview to speak on the release of his new album. He'd send 2 additional texts that day, and on April 26th, he never attempted to contact her again. In the days after he killed her, he'd order tools to dismember and dispose of her body.
And that's how you know he did it, because if the way he obsessed with her, if he sent an Uber to come pick her up and she never showed up, he would have still been texting that phone and calling that phone. So, Lord, please. He should have just left that girl alone once she went home that second time. When she was 13 and she went home, that 2 days later, you know she was with you, you should have just left her alone.
Shovel, 2 chainsaws, a body bag.
Especially if you're gonna cheat and do all that weird stuff. So obviously you didn't care about her. It just was an obsession and control thing. So when you was done with her, then that's what you want to do. It's weird.
Laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool. He made these purchases under a fake female name. He placed her body in the inflatable pool to contain her fluids. He'd use the chainsaw to remove her limbs. He'd cut her fingers off to remove his name off one and a matching tattoo off the other. He'd then bag the body parts, placing them in his vehicle to rot for several weeks, possibly even months.
And that's how you know it was you, because why would you, the things with your name and the matching tattoo, if somebody just randomly killed her, why would they care about that? Stupid. You're cooked, you're going down, and rightfully slow. So, you're weird.
He'd lie to his friends, business associates, and others who noticed the smell of decay coming from his home or around his car. A search warrant would find evidence consistent with the dismemberment inside the garage, including Celeste's blood. Prosecutors would state they have graphic photographs of David and Celeste engaged in activities from when she was 13. Numerous texts speaking on their relationship, pregnancy, abortion. Messages from Celeste complaining how all they do is get physical and how she wanted more for herself. The messages coming directly from David's iCloud account. The prosecutors have David's cell phone GPS locations, surveillance of him being the last to park his Tesla, proof of Amazon purchases and deliveries to his home, Uber records, and the text of Celeste threatening to expose it all and end his career. One of the sickest cases in recent years of a perverted individual who thought he could live a celebrity life of glamour and glitz, pulling in millions while hiding his 14-year-old secret. A child he met at only 11 years old, groomed to be his, manipulated to be quiet. He kept her hidden in plain sight, hiring a lookalike for his music video Here With Me, a song with over 300 million views and lyrics saying, "I don't care how long it takes, as long as I'm with you, I've got a smile on my face." These lyrics blowing up on TikTok and Instagram Reels you may have not even recognized were his, but now when you hear them, they'll eerily haunt you as you realize who he was talking about. David's videos seem to always have a woman resembling Celeste and a pattern of death. She'd even be seen on a live stream with him that's now been deleted, as what was said was taken as a joke, but now the truth can be seen behind the laughter.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids. No, I need to.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
He called her his girlfriend, but she was only his victim. A child who fell into the arms of a sick, twisted man who may now face execution by the state of California, as he is not only eligible, but deserving. And if the state of California fails Celeste, the prisoners of California will surely avenge her, as people like him are left dead in cells yearly for crimes like his. This is one of the most disturbing cases that I've covered. An 18-year-old attracted to a 13-year-old.
Nah, she was 11.
Who had every
Oh yeah.
opportunity
You're right. She was 18.
to leave her alone.
Yeah.
Who pursued this child
Yeah, 'cause she was,
as far as going to her
yeah, because if he 21 and she was 14 and she was 13, he was 20. So yeah, 11. Why would an 18-year-old be talking to 11? Yeah, why would you be talking? Why would an 18-year-old want to talk to an 11-year-old? He's weird.
middle school as an adult and paying another.
And the thing about it is, like, you know, it's just like really obsessive and creepy and weird because you gave a kid, another little kid, $1,000 to give her the phone. Like, you just putting people in all this weird. Yeah, it's just like it's weird.
A child $1,000 to give her a phone so he could keep communicating with her. Once you see his music videos and how much she was referenced, how obsessed he was with her, it's just sad. It's sad that she wasn't able to be saved. It's sad that she was running away to him. And it's disgusting what he did. He knew the entire time his career was on the line.
Right.
He hit her in plain sight. That's the best way to describe it. And when she finally grew the courage to go at him, even threatening him to end his career,
It's even like, it's not even that she had the courage to go at him. It's just that that's probably something that she know that he's also, obviously she knows that it's wrong. So she knew that if she threatened to tell on him, like, he wouldn't go nowhere. That's like basically what that is. And she pushed a psychopath too far.
he knew the power that she had.
Yeah.
And when she finally let him know that she knew how much power she had,
He didn't like it.
he silenced her, stabbing her, bleeding her out inside of a fucking pool before dismembering her with a chainsaw. You don't wish things on people, right? You don't. It's not good karma. It's not, you know. But if someone was to come across a large piece of metal inside of prison and use the concrete to sharpen this piece of metal for hours and hours, making it so that it was not only sharp enough to pierce skin, but muscle, tissue, organs, might even knock a chunk out of a bone, right? And then that inmate was to run down on David in his prison cell and punish him. and put him through the same, if not worse, pain that he put that 14-year-old girl through, I wouldn't be mad about it. I would happily make the video covering it. And I would assume that this inmate would take his time. After hearing what he did to this girl, I would assume he would take his time. And if you've ever read up on prison stabbing reports, they don't just get hit once or twice, they get hit 50 to 100 times. And I don't know if the state of California will follow through and execute him. But the inmates of California absolutely fucking will. They have a long history of doing so.
I think they should let him suffer. That's what I think. Let him give everything that he was doing to that girl. Let them do that to him in jail.
I don't think there's a protective custody unit that he won't get touched at. Let's not forget, Tory Lanez is in protective custody and was in protective custody when they stabbed him. So imagine what they would do with someone like this. It's terrible. It's disgusting. I try not to wish negative things on people because I try to be some form of an influence here on YouTube. But if I was an inmate and somebody like that came in and got punished, I'd probably laugh about it, smile about it, smoke about it, make some food, talk about it. I wouldn't have any sympathy. People like him, even the correction officers don't want to see you breathe. When you do something like this, it's hard sometimes to believe all sins are equal when you hear something like this. When you know someone is like this, willing to do something like this, especially if you're a father to girls, there's no sympathy for him. And hopefully the state of California doesn't fail Celeste and her family. Hopefully justice is served. And when David meets his demise, whether by someone else or he does it to himself, I'll be sure to make the video and give y'all the update. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comments section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, or y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
Like, I think we all thinking the same thing. It's sick, it's sad, it's crazy how these men, and even some women, can manipulate, you know, these boys and girls, or even men and women. It's adults that get manipulated like this. And people to take advantage of a weak mind is just, it's not cool. So he's gonna get everything that he deserves out. Just sit back, relax. He is no way. He gonna get everything that he deserves.